After more than a decade, Counter-Strike hasn't really changed. The guts of Counter-Strike Global Offensive are very, very similar to both Source and the original, and that's excellent news for fans. If you're a newcomer, well, CSGO should intimidate you just as much as it always has. It's incredibly hardcore, but getting better at one of the smartest shooters around is half of what makes this such a fun and fulfilling multiplayer game. Global Offensive adds new maps and modes to broaden the appeal, and it does so without sacrificing the heart and soul of the series. Minor map changes help balance older designs, giving you more ways to get around a classic arena, or giving greater cover where necessary. The new maps and modes help beef up the content in Go, giving you smart new demolition maps with one bomb site, or smaller chaotic spaces for arms race, the modernization of the old gun game mod, where kills unlock new guns. The updated user interface also makes it easier to pick gear and guns between rounds, especially if you're on consoles or not using PC hotkeys. And then new weapons like the Molotov or the incendiary grenade give you a new tactical advantage. You can force enemies in another direction with fire, or cook a group alive. It's important to note that Go on consoles isn't quite as good as the PC version. This isn't PC elitism, I swear. I loved playing Counter-Strike on PS3 and 360, but the fact of the matter is that a great gaming PC will give you a better looking game, the opportunity for mods, and the accuracy of a mouse and keyboard. Now PS3 players can actually take advantage of mouse and keyboard, fortunately, as well as use the PlayStation Move. Motion controls are definitely not advised though. PlayStation Move has a mind of its own. I mean, look at this. What's going on here? And of course, Global Offensive is the best looking Counter-Strike yet. The older maps, even in Counter-Strike Source, look flat and gross compared to the more detailed renditions of older areas in Global Offensive. The lighting and particle effects still aren't really as impressive as other high-profile shooters, but hey, it's hard to complain too much when Go plays as well as it does. Here's something I hope my family never has to hear me say out loud about video game violence. It feels really good to kill someone in Counter-Strike. There's a really believable sense of it's him or me when there's no chance to respawn in a match. You get one chance to plant or disarm a bomb, or wipe out the other team. Unless you're playing arms race. Respawns enable a more frantic version of the same skill-based gameplay in Go. Counter-Strike Go is tense, satisfying, and extremely competitive. This is a shooter with a legacy to live up to after all, and Go, as ever before, heavily relies on your skill and precision and care and tactics. That way you know you have earned each and every perfect headshot and deserved every death.
Counter-terrorists win.
If you're not already an initiated member of the Counter-Strike cult, that can be absolutely maddening. It's a long-running series with a very large group of very talented players, and unless you learn the proper way to play Counter-Strike, you're going to get destroyed, and it's probably not going to be very much fun. Players who rely on modern conventions like iron sights and sprint will probably spend some time getting used to working with what they have. A gun, a knife, maybe some grenades, and whatever they're capable of doing with their trigger fingers. This is the draw though. This is why it's one of the most widely revered multiplayer games ever. Global Offensive is a thinking man's shooter, and when you acclimate to its classic sensibilities, behave the way you're supposed to, and learn its ins and outs, it's one of the most satisfying tactical games available. So yeah, this is totally Counter-Strike. You defuse terrorist bombs, you escort hostages, and you'll probably die a billion more times than you'll survive, and spend a whole lot of time on the spectator screen. But that's okay. Death and observance are helpful in teaching you where not to go and how to play better. There's a timeless core to Counter-Strike Global Offensive that refuses to conform to modern shooter conventions, and it's for this reason it feels so fresh and new again. Go is a smart tactical shooter on every platform. And while it's more of the same old Counter-Strike, it's a refined refresh that constantly compels you to keep playing, regardless of your preferred platform. But come on, if you have the option, play on PC. For more on Counter-Strike Global Offensive, head over to IGN.